Do you mind? Do you mind? Okay. All right. Okay, greetings everybody. My name is Donovan Saadiq. I'm the Inland Empire Informer. And if you have not noticed, this is my cat T'Challa, the one that was feral and has been with me for over 3 years now. And for some reason, he seems to know when I'm about to go on air and he wants to get all these hugs and all this other stuff. But we're going to try my best to ignore him and placate him a little bit, then get back to it. But do me a favor, you guys, hit like, subscribe, and share this video because there's a lot of misinformation out there, as we know. Donovan Saadiq, the Recovering Democrat. Also, do not forget to check me out on the Demetra K Show. I am a contributing producer there, and we talk about all kinds of subjects and topics that are supposed to help the culture and, you know, educate the people. Because I honestly believe a uneducated voter is one of the biggest problems within the Black community, and we need to do that. A lot of stuff to talk about. I don't want to talk about too much stuff right now. You guys can check that out on the podcast, on all of the basic podcast platforms. Just look up Donovan Saadiq, and you will see me right on those platforms. He's sitting on stuff that I need, so I'm trying to do this the best way I can. Okay, let's get into it, okay? All right, a lot of people have been emailing me and messaging me and asking me, and the cat is looking at me on the camera right now, and he's like looking, so I gotta be careful because he might jump at the camera as I'm moving, so I'm trying to restrict my movement. And there he is, and if you guys see the camera move, it is because of him. And there he is. See, there he is. Would you stop? Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Okay. A lot of people have been emailing me and messaging me and telling me, oh, Donovan, you don't know what you're talking about in regards to the student loan forgiveness, because some people say that Joe Biden can do it and some people say that he can't do it. Okay, here's the truth. Joe Biden can forgive federal student debt. So if you have been getting a student loan from, you know, your FAFSA and whatever you call that, May, whatever her name is, and it's a federal student loan, he has the power to wipe all of that debt out right now. Now, as we know, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris poll numbers are tanking, and they just tanked his signature bill that was supposed to be, you know, be here long after he leaves, and it was supposed to be for the common person and all this other stuff. Now, let me remind you that on the campaign trail, he was talking about $50,000 minimum. Then somewhere along the line, it went down to $10,000. And he hasn't done nothing since. So it is true that he can, by executive order, wipe out federal student debt. But here's the problem. A lot of other groups, people who might have some money or might have had good credit, they got private loans, okay, from banks. When you get a private loan, Joe Biden doesn't have much of a authority to do anything about that. And a lot of people who probably had money and became lawyers, pilots, doctors, took out private loans, and with the big interest on it and stuff like that, he doesn't have any power to do anything about that by executive order. So people are right, but then again, they're wrong at the same time. But by legislative accomplishment in Congress, he can wipe out the student debt within the Congress to pay off those loans or to pay off the banks, and then make a law to make sure that all this debt is forgiven, even in the private sector. So basically, what they're doing is what they've been doing all the time. They're convoluting the question of what they can do and what they can't do. Joe Biden says, oh, I can't do anything. The Congress can do it. The Congress is saying, no, you can do it. You're dealing with two different types of student loan debt. They both can do it on both ends, depending on which side of the debt you want to do. I believe federal student debt is the more expansive one. More people took out more of those debts than they did the private high interest type debts versus the Fannie Mae or whatever that other stuff is. So that is the real scoop on student debt. Is Joe Biden going to do it? No, but we just heard today that Joe Biden said that, oh, I'm thinking about giving $10,000. Why is that? That is because the Democratic Party has realized that the black vote is leaving. If you saw the interview with Charlemagne the God, Kamala Harris was asked a very, very simple question of why, if you can't even pass your own BBB Build Back Better plan within your thing because of Joe Manchin, after all the promises that you haven't made or anything, and I'm paraphrasing, why should black people vote for you? Now, let's be real. The Democrats cannot win without that black vote. That is a fact. They cannot win without the black vote. That is why Charlemagne in the question made it so dramatic and narrow for Kamala Harris to answer. And if you guys notice, she never did answer the question, not one bit. She went all the way around it. She obfuscated. Remember when Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? What did Kamala Harris say? And this is what the Democrats always say. Either you're a Russian bot, you don't vote for me, you're not black. She said, oh, don't start talking like a Republican. I thought, even though he's on Comedy Central and he's an entertainer and he's on their payroll, he asked a legitimate question in regards to how do you expect black people to vote for you, the vote that you need to get you over the top, and nothing has been done for them. She never answered the question. And if you guys have been paying attention, there's a lot of Biden sexuals out there that we can't seem to find. We can't seem to find Biden-Harris supporters anywhere. And it's the talking point in the new black media and on YouTube. When you talk to different groups, you can't find anybody that outright is going to say, other than the baby boomer generation, they're voting Democrat. The Democrats are in trouble. I saw it on CNN. I saw it at MSNBC. They keep talking about, and it's like they already know that the Dems are going to be massacred during the midterms. So as I was talking to a few older baby boomer generation people that are politically connected, they came and kept telling me, well, you know, if we don't vote, you know, Democrat, you know, if we don't vote Democrat, you know, then the Republicans are going to obstruct. Well, why would I vote Democrat? That, you know, the logic in that doesn't make any sense. Why would I vote for Democrats, for a party that won't do anything for me, and just give them my vote anyway because, oh, I'm going to vote for you even though you don't do anything for me? I would either rather not vote or vote for the other party as a punishing action. See, so that thing about vote blue no matter who, and I'm not, you know, blaming HBCUs or stuff, even though, you know, they were partly responsible for leading a lot of people in the wrong direction. It doesn't make sense. So I'm talking to the person, and then they tell me, well, you know, you can't but vote Republican because, you know, okay, but explain this to me. And I want you guys to understand this. Use your simple logic, just simple logic. We do not need any Republicans to vote for anything. So stop. How can you blame the Republicans for legislation that you can't pass even though you have all of the votes? How is that the Republicans' fault? But see, that's the Democratic talking point. They're going to say, oh, well, look, it's the Republicans. They didn't vote for the bill. If they would have voted, how do you expect your enemy to vote for a bill that is your bill? So that talking point makes absolutely no sense. And I'm listening to these older people, and I'm just like, that doesn't even make any sense. And they're not even realizing, you know, you could see that they're already brain dead. They're just part of the get-along gang. I had to repeat it to them. I said, so you are telling me I should vote Democrat because The reason why the bill didn't pass is because there wasn't enough Democrats to make it pass because the Senate is 50-50. So we need to elect more Democrats. That was their basic talking point. We need to get more people in there. So you don't understand. You young folks, y'all don't understand how politics works. You got to get a majority. You got to get a majority. Stop. We have a majority. Democrats have a majority with Kamala Harris breaking the tie. Or is it the fact that the Democrats have racist people within their ranks that they don't want to expose? And notice when the bill went down, when Manchin announced it, you didn't hear anything from Nancy Pelosi. You didn't hear anything from Chuck Schumer. It seems like Biden doesn't even give a damn if it passes or not. So my question to a lot of you guys out there is this, especially you older people. Is it possible, just use your logic, is it possible that both of these parties are the same? They don't care about the American people. They don't give a shit. And they both uphold white supremacy. Is that possible? And if that is possible, why play the game? Why reward a party that isn't going to do for you? I know the Republicans ain't going to do nothing for me. But so why would you make it seem like I have no other options but to reward a party that's not going to do for me? By that logic, I might as well give my vote to the Republicans then. Why should I stay here when nothing's going to change? Let me try something different. But they're going to obfuscate and keep saying that, oh, the Republicans didn't vote on the bill. Who cares? It doesn't matter if they didn't vote on the bill. When the Republicans were in charge, how many Democrats voted on their bill? Exactly, none. And they still pushed their agenda through. So I think the biggest problem that we have in politics is an older generation that, of course, I coined the term generation fail, because how could you be the greatest generation? Well, at least my grandfather's generation, they're the greatest generation, which to me, that doesn't make sense when you were for fascism and racism and slavery and all that other stuff. They were all part of that. I don't know how that works. But this get along gang type, it's going to be a massacre. And it just doesn't make sense. Their reasoning now doesn't make sense. You didn't hear nothing from Jim Clyburn. You didn't hear nothing from Jim Jeffries. None of the bootlicks came out. You didn't hear Roland Martin. You didn't hear nothing from him. I got COVID. Y'all feel sorry for me. Even though I get a shot, you can still get it. But, just go out there and get a shot. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Now, my thing is this when it comes to the jab. It is your own personal decision. I'm fully vaccinated. That was my own personal decision. But however, to me, it doesn't make sense to keep telling people to go, you could tell them, but to mandate stuff like that, I just don't see it. You're taking away their choice. Don't women say my body, my choice? So, what's the logic in getting a jab for something that you're going to get the thing anyway? The people that are most vulnerable should get it. I'm a person that was very, very vulnerable. So I had to make a decision based on my health and what I want to do. And believe it or not, I am 51 years old and I have a compressed immune system. So I'm on a list where my doctor called me in and said, hey, you got to do, you should take this shot. And I said, okay, well, all right, let's do it. And that's for me. So anyway, want you guys to pay attention to that. The Democrats are catering, and it is going to be a massacre. And just today, Joe Biden turned around and put a 3-month moratorium on student loan payments. So he's going to put in another 3 months to so you slaves don't have to pay back your student loans for 3 months. But that doesn't stop the interest accruing. Ask a guy that's paying child support that's locked up. That does not stop the interest. But real quick before I go, you guys, how many of you guys have heard of Starship Troopers, Traitor of Mars? This is a DVD. It has Casper Van Dien, Dina Myers, two of the original stars in the first movie. And they're in this one, but I think it's a computer generated with their voices and stuff and their likeness in the game. And I was out and about and I ran across this DVD, and I'm going to check it out because I have all three of the Starship Trooper videos. So this is the fourth one to go into the collection, which is, I think, is really, really awesome. But it is Christmas out there, you guys. Please be careful. If you're in the malls, there's a lot of crash and dash people out there committing crimes. So be cognizant of what's going on around you. If you happen to be a witness to this crash and dash, be mindful that you are now going to be witness to a crime. So I would really, really recommend everybody to hurry up, get out there, get what you need, and get back into the house. That's going to be a great thing. So just something real quick I wanted to tell you guys. I'm Donovan Saadiq. I'm the Inland Empire Informer, also known as the Recovering Democrat. Please tune in to my show on podcast. I'm going to do it every Saturday. And then on Sunday, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I will be on the Demetra K Show with the infamous Demetra K. And we will be talking about all kinds of things that help uplift the race, the group, and make us better people. So tune in for that, and we will see you guys then. I'm going to be getting back onto a lot of stuff now that I think that we're going to be doing a lot of lockdowns. On some of my shows, if you tune in as well, on some of my shows, I'm going to be doing movie and CD reviews and see if you guys can remember some of these old school CDs, because I have a lot of knowledge in my cabeza that I want to talk about. If you guys notice, I have this shirt on. It is the Camp Crystal Lake No Place to Hide shirt. I'm a big Friday the 13th fan. Michael Myers, I like Michael Myers, but Friday the 13th I thought was pretty just bloodthirsty, kill type stuff. Do not forget to neuter your animals. Please do that. A lot of people are getting animals out here and they're overbreeding them, and because an animal is born, it is now being killed just for the simple fact that it's born. So please do that. And if you are looking for an animal, please go to an animal shelter there. You will find some of the best dogs and cats in the world that need a forever home, and I am a big advocate of that. All of my animals have come from the animal shelter, or they were just feral, like the one you saw earlier. And they're great animals. But Donovan Saadiq, the Recovering Democrat, you guys have just been informed. Have a nice night.